Wait, hold on. It's not playing. I've been told that it's not playing.
Of silent movies.
It's a silent movie, but it's playing on my
Yes.
end. I hear
I
it
know.
perfectly.
You
I
do?
hear it.
Well,
Wait,
we're
Bombshell. This is
I
hearing nothing.
hear
twice.
it. It's playing so loudly. Oh my gosh. All right, hold on. I want to do it because Diane actually wrote and performs this song.
Yeah, and it's great.
It's really, really
Yeah.
great.
Love
So we're
to hear
gonna
it.
I'm gonna figure
Only
it out.
dogs
Hold on.
can hear it.
I can't believe it. Let me try it again because I want you. I don't want to go back into my email and do that. Share screen. Hold on. There's only one person here right now. I actually know there's more, but hold on. So Chrome tab, share tab, audio. Come on now. Why would it not show? What is this? What is that? Jonathan, you see how I'm not frazzled, John? You see how I don't
You're frazzled on the inside, though, I can tell.
No, I'm not. This is why I brought the emotional support Dennis. Y'all wanted to know why I needed Dennis here. It's because of this. Well, hold on. It won't play. Hold on. Aha. Okay, well, I did it. I did it, y'all. I did it. It's going to happen. It's going to happen right now. Give it. There you go.
Yay.
I knew I could do it.
I can hear it, baby.
It's casual.
Everyone's got to do this.
Normal. It's hosted by Rory Pendlin. Oh! With Jonathan.
That's the part.
And Renee in tow. It's time to start the show. 1, 2, 3, go!
That was my tribute today, Bill McCoy. Okay, now I just want everybody to know that this afternoon, Renee asked me, hey, can you send me some pictures so we can do kind of like an opening montage for the song by Diane? And I said, yeah, well, that'd be great. So I sent her several pictures so she'd have a lot to choose from. And that's all it was. I was expecting pictures of Renee. I was expecting pictures of Jonathan, some graphics, maybe some cute graphics to go in between there. But that was all me. So thank you, Renee, for that. But you guys should be in there too. This afternoon was an interesting afternoon because Renee reached out to me, obviously very nervous about tonight's show, and had informed me that after I advertised that I was going to interview her, a lot of other people we know from our inner circle decided to interview her. So for those of you who did that, you know who you are. Thank you. We have another special guest on the show. Let's go ahead and bring Renee and Jonathan up. And another special guest, Mr. Dennis Tardan, is here for moral support.
Yes, the human stress ball.
I'm a little concerned about this though, Rory, because you know how when you have, considering that the network it's my namesake, so it is the Tardan Media Network. So when I said I'd like to be on the show. It's kind of like the old grandfather, that everybody who goes, hey, I'd sure like to be invited over. Thanks. Everybody goes, oh no, but it makes you have to say.
We always love having you on the show, Dennis.
Actually,
which is
that's
exactly
not at all
what you would say to the grandfather who annoys everyone. And so,
here we go.
this is what they would. This is what you would say. So
literally...
I understand how the grandfather would feel. I understand how it would feel because it doesn't matter what you say. I'm going to sit there. You'll be very gracious to the old man. Make sure that he feels comfortable. Make sure that he sits down there. Even if he breaks wind, blame it on the dog. You know how it is. It's just the way it is when you're comfortable in helping me out. So I want to thank you for letting me
interpret it that way.
Thank you for allowing me.
I'm going to tell you what actually happened. I'm going to tell you No, really, I'm serious. This is actually what happened. And Dennis, that was so sweet of you to have that.
Rory, we're gonna have to play referee.
No, I'll tell you what actually happened. No, this is beautiful. This is helping me so much. Like,
yes.
thank God that he was here. He is my emotional support.
Animal.
Like,
He's your
animal.
rock.
Like
I'm
very-
her emotional support animal.
I told, yeah,
Oh,
no, I
boy.
mean, I
But
need
you're right.
him
We
here.
should invite you on the show more. It's
I
true.
need
And as a
him
matter of
here,
fact, I want to talk to you
actually.
about December 22nd, the 21st of December. That's our last show of the year. It's a retrospective show. We definitely want to have you on for that.
Yes.
Well, I
Okay.
just want to say this. Let me get this straight. Okay. So what happens is, and it happened because Jonathan said he knew I was rushing. I said that the link
Yes.
will be late. I'm rushing.
I thought you were Ukrainian.
Yeah.
Oh,
when I'm in
come
the-
on. It
when I'm in
was
the
right
bathroom-
there.
But
in
When I'm
front
in
of
the
her.
bathroom,
It
I'm
was
European.
right in.
When I'm in the bathroom, I'm
Eh.
European.
All right.
Did you
Never
know
mind.
that?
Come on, guys.
Did you know that? I
Pick it
added
up,
to
pick
it.
it up, pick
I
it up.
added to it. I didn't get any credit for that joke. I bounced
Rory,
right
keep
off
account
of the
of the
Russian
dad
thing.
jokes.
I was so good.
'Cause
I
they're
said
gonna
when
be
I'm in the
number
bathroom,
one.
I'm
video that I
European.
sent? The one
Very nice.
waiting for the show link where I was whistling. Do you have that or no?
Oh, I haven't looked at anything because I was rushing to put it on, but I just want to say this. I want to get this straight. This is going to drive me nuts. So he luckily, see, we did have a technical glitch. Maybe because I was rushing, but honestly, I really think that, whatever. But I was calm because I knew he'd be here. And also because I'm going to be multitasking, I always multitask. Everyone knows that. Dennis is actually not only going to be co-hosting and calming me down and adding to the beautiful spice that he has, but he's also directing the show. Thank you so much. So he's the one doing.
my
There you go,
God.
Dennis.
Do the
That's your
Jonathan shtick. Do the Jonathan shtick.
War games.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where did he go? Jonathan, we
What?
can't see you, Jonathan. Jonathan. left. He always
Jonathan,
leaves right when
stop
we need him
doing
to.
that. Right when we ask him to
know.
talk, he does that.
Damn it,
Jonathan, please.
Phipps. He learned that from my side
Very
of the family.
rude. Very rude.
Very
John.
rude.
Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about that behavior on the show.
We're gonna have to talk about some of the rudeness there.
and
But
the-
yes,
you
that
know,
was Diane
and the-
Call. I do
10
wanna
minutes
say
before
that.
the show, when she's trying to juggle everything, he's sending her 50 text messages. Are you sure you want to do? Can we push it back to 8 o'clock? Are you sure you're ready for this?
That was nice of you to be so nurturing,
God.
Jonathan. But it's good because I had Dennis here. So Dennis makes everything
I
better.
piss everybody off. That's my job.
He's the salt of our lives. So thank you, Dennis, for coming. Thank you so much. And that helps me and that supports me. I actually did have a very not a rough day, but a busy day. And I did. And I got to talk with Dennis about some amazing.
I was part of that.
Oh, she just got booted.
No,
This is gonna be.
So
You have to
I know,
understand.
8.5
No, I
minutes in,
apologize.
Grandpa showing us?
That was me playing with the buttons. You know how when you
Okay.
fiddle with the, you know,
Okay.
where you're sitting there in the Tesla and you're going down the road and it's driving by itself and you go, "What's that?"
Tesla.
No, that's not what's happening.
Oh,
I need to share this into 2 extra platforms. So that's what I'm trying to do. And
Okay.
I haven't been able to do that yet. So we're live on multiple platforms. That's what's going on. So some of our audience can't
Good.
communicate to each other. I just
Yes.
want to. So if you're in the audience, I have to give this disclaimer now. So if you're in the audience and you're not seeing 2 other people commenting, try one of the other platforms. You can go to the Twitch, you can go to our YouTube, you can go to Facebook Live, Tardan Media Network, you can go to Kimono My House, you can also go on my thing and on SDF Network. So there you go. So I'm going to share
Also,
into
that
all of
reminds
those
me,
right
I
now.
need to say this, okay? We need to promote the YouTube links, okay, so we can get hits on our
Mhm.
YouTube links.
Yes.
When I'm sending people, to the sites to look at our old shows, it's like we got 20 views. They're not going to come on a show that's only got
That's
20
because they
views.
watch it live, though, Rory. They
Right,
don't watch,
they watch
it on
it
YouTube. They
live
only
on-
watch
on
it. They watch it
Facebook.
here and on Twitch and
So
on
what I'm
Facebook
asking
Live.
is,
Yeah,
I'm going to be
that's the
doing this
reason.
from now on. I'm going to put the YouTube link as my link on my page, on my Facebook page, so that people go right to the YouTube, so we get the hits.
They
there.
can watch it live if everyone wants to know. Actually, you can watch it live on YouTube.
Thank you, Rory. Please do that. Any promotion and self-promotion that you're willing to do, I think that's wonderful, and I think you should do it.
Okay, let's get back to the subject at hand, or the lady at hand. I
Where'd
should say.
Jonathan go?
We
I
had,
don't know. Jonathan
He'll be
left.
back.
Jonathan left.
He'll be back.
He's the
Okay,
other
that
side.
one was
That
on me
wonky
because
Wi-Fi.
my internet was going. That
That's
was
the
not
wonky Wi-Fi.
caught. from
I
Dennis.
know. That's right. We do have some videos. So Rory, that's what
Right,
you were
we have some
asking.
testimonials for tonight's show. When they found out that we were going to focus on you tonight, some of our fans, some of our people that watch us regularly, some of the people that we've had on the show decided they wanted to send some testimonials for you.
Yes. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to share because I'm also doing some photos. So Dennis and Rory both were like, you need to do some photos. So I'm going to do that.
Yes.
And so now people are seeing this. So I'll go through it just in the chat because I didn't have time to like download them. So that's just what we're doing. Can you hear this? Can you
Well,
hear
that's me waiting for the link for the show.
Oh, I didn't know I didn't see that.
But I am glad that you played that.
Oh, I was not supposed to play this. Okay.
No, this is great. This is
7 minutes
I
before
love
the
this.
show. We're waiting for the link.
Let it go. Let it go all the way through.
How long is it?
About 30 seconds.
Okay. Is that you whistling?
It is me whistling.
That's actually very pristine. You're a very good
whistler.
whistler. I think it's replaying.
Oh, you're playing it
now.
again.
I think I'm replaying
It's
it, but I think that's
replay
great.
mode.
Now, what is this? What are we looking at?
Oh, it's Mad Jack.
Oh, okay.
This is Jack. Hey, how y'all doing? This is Jack. My friends call me Mad Jack. And again, I got all dressed up for Renee's show tonight. I heard it was her show tonight. So I hope y'all have a good time watching her get herself interviewed. And Dennis Tardan there, I want to be interviewed too. And I know you're a good man to do it. So again, have a good show tonight. Love y'all. Hope everything's going to be good. And we're going to learn a lot about this young lady here.
Is he in a bathroom?
Now that is
how y'all
somebody.
doing?
He's in a bathroom.
That's somebody, Jack, and then we have somebody else here. Who is this now? Let's
that's
see.
Jelly Cake.
Jelly Cake.
Okay, here we go.
Hey, how y'all doing? This is Jelly Cake Megan here. I just want to say I saw it advertised that this is going to be Renee's show. It's going to be all about Renee and the love that woman spreads out to everything around her. So I'm just so happy she got her own show. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a beautiful thing. And I can't wait to watch y'all talk about Renee and how she got her start and what she's doing now and what she hopes to do in the future. You know what I'm saying? That's a wonderful songwriting lady right there. I hope she writes me a song sometime. I really do. She's a beautiful woman. So y'all take care. Have a good show tonight. Glad to hear y'all focusing on that girl because she's just a wonderful, wonderful human being. You know what I'm saying? Love you. Love you. You guys take care, y'all. Here. All right.
Jelly Cake. Hey.
Hi, this is Roland Pruitt. I heard that Dennis Tardan was going to be on your show tonight. So, and I want to congratulate Renée Yaworsky for being such a great producer and getting her own show tonight and her own interview. But I wanted to show you guys my newest painting. It's my newest kaiju painting. It's Mothra. Also for your show, I wore my Jet Jaguar hoodie in respect. So this is Mothra, my favorite Mothra from 1964 from Godzilla versus the Thing, and the Thing was actually Mothra. So anyway, I just want to hope that you guys have a good show. And Mr. Tardan, I really want you to interview me sometime because I think I got a lot to share with you. Have a great show.
I love Roland because Roland and Arena actually went on a blind date one day. So
that was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago, but he lives in her heart.
Oh, really? I didn't know she was interested in him.
Apparently, shit.
I
need to
she was
ask.
only interested in Putin.
Well, her
Daddy
heart has been
Putin.
divided. Jonathan, I need to ask you a question. We have been getting DMs that the notifications did not go out to the regular channels. Can you tag some people? Do you mind doing that?
I mean, my internet's making all of y'all go weird, like right now. So I guess
yeah,
I'll jump
Facebook
out
is
of
having
here
some little
and
delays.
go
That's the
to-
only
yeah, it's
problem.
That and my
I don't
internet's
know
been
what that's
super
happening.
shitty.
Yeah. But
I'll see
try,
y'all
try,
later.
do it, Jonathan.
I'll
We
see y'all
believe in
later.
you. Okay, all right.
Thank
I
you.
believe in that man. He can do this. He's a good tagger. He's the best of the taggers. But it's okay because we also greet the replay
He is a
squad.
good tagger.
He's the best of all the taggers. Yes.
And
Tagger,
takes great
isn't? I
selfies.
thought Tagger was what a graffiti artist is called. Is that not the same thing?
Yeah, it's the same thing. And nowadays, instead of going shh, they just go. They
Yeah.
type in your name and you do all kinds of things.
Now that's
I
somebody
wanted-
I would like to hire.
Not to
You
be
know,
confused with Taggart, who is
Yeah.
a spokesman.
We did get a shout out for Mothra, by the way. Mothra, awesome, one of my favorite kaiju monsters. And
Who's
Diane
that
said
from?
that she loves. I don't know. The names are
Facebook
not
user.
coming in. Yeah, there's another one,
Right.
Sweet Whistle Solo. You're getting. But anyways, yes,
Well-
So I just wanted to do a quick. I promised. So I want to just do a shout out again to Keith Cutts, who has done these paintings. Of course, this is Dennis Tardan. This is me, and this is Jeff Bezos' cock rocket. This was commissioned by James Link. And I did a concert and we did all these funny songs when the rocket was going off. And James Link went from my concert and he commissioned it from Keith Cutts and he painted it live on air. And that's why that's there. So I always get asked every day what these are. Who are these people? Well, it's this person right here. You see him right here in the blue. And that's me. And that's Jeff Bezos.
Now, Mr.
Shout
Link,
out to
how
the
did
cock
he
rocket.
get his money, that nice man?
Well, we're going to find out because Dennis is going to interview him.
Oh.
Actually, so we're having
Oh, I'll
I'm
be
in
watching that
discussions first. Yes, James Link has not been interviewed. He's about all of that, but everybody wants to know because he's a great benefactor. If someone could tag J Link, that would be great. But he's going to talk all about that and do a deep dive with Dennis Tardan. We just haven't scheduled it yet, but it's going to be really fun. It's going to be great.
Rory, may I interrupt a second?
Sure.
Good. You have this as the show about Renee, so kick it off and direct the attention because you know what a deflector she is. The minute that you
Yeah,
try
I'm
to
finding that out.
the
I'm seeing
minute that you
now.
try to pay attention
Fake
or
news.
to bring her under the spotlight, she
news.
runs. So I'm going to
Well-
turn this over to you to be able to begin the deep dive into the world of Renée Yaworsky.
Wait.
And
But
this
first,
afternoon, no, we're not going to wait. We're going to.
no, I have something to say. I have to respond.
Because this afternoon, she even said, "Are you sure we're going to have enough time? You know, is my story going to take up an hour? I don't think it's going to." And I'm like, Renee, come on, you can do an hour on your head, really, seriously. So no.
Oh, and Rory, that's not directed at you. It's directed at me because I have muted Renee so that we can talk about her without her having to interrupt all the time. So please
Okay.
continue.
Well, yes, we are 18 minutes into the show and we haven't really started yet, have we? So this is a very special It's Casual for us because, yes, we are putting the focus on Renée Yaworsky, who has been a wonderful person that's come into all of our lives and has just enriched us. Every good interview, and I think Dennis would agree with me on this, touches upon a person's past, their present, and hopefully what they hope for in the future.
Exactly.
And that's what we're gonna start from the very beginning. I've been told. Never mind. I want to.
You have been told?
as I
No,
said, I wanna
don't.
go back to the very
All right.
beginning.
Now, the thing about it is that I don't want you to censor yourself because anything that we can
what
do.
happened was I went to something that I've already covered on the show, so
I see.
I have to go down, and I want to go back to the very beginning. Renee, you come from Ukrainian heritage. Can you tell us about your growing up a little bit? What it was like growing up? Where was it that you grew up in?
So I grew up in New York. I just wanted to say Gregory Gannon is having popcorn. He said he's been waiting for this. So I just wanted to say thank you, Gregory, and munch on down. And I also want to greet Rock and Row, who had a fantastic BLT last night. You did a great job, Ro Evans, of course. She did an amazing job. And
Wonderful. And
yes,
the question
we
at
all
hand
love her.
was, growing up as Ukrainian in America.
Yes.
How was
So
that?
in New
Can you
York,
tell us about that?
in New York, I think Dennis should get a hair hat and he could answer as me because I think he knows the answers to all this. But I was in New York. Oh my gosh. So I was in New York. I was born in New York, but Ukrainians tend to be one of those ethnic groups in America that like retains, you know what I mean? Like they really want to stay ethnic. So I was raised in the Ukrainian Catholic Church. All three of my uncles on my maternal side went to Ukrainian Catholic seminary, one of whom was ordained by Pope St. John Paul the Great, was actually ordained by him and studied in Rome under him and all that. So I was raised, my whole family, in that faith tradition, which is Ukrainian culture. So that's my entire culture.
And you should hang on to your culture and not try to, I mean, a lot of people think that Americans try to get you to just become American and forget about your heritage and your culture. And that's not the way it should be. I mean,
right.
I think you should hang on to that. And that's nice that you did. And it sounds like you had a kind of a religious upbringing.
Yeah, very religious because the Ukrainian Catholic Church had to go underground for 80 plus years under the Soviet regime. It was illegal to be Catholic or to have any faith at all. So all of that was under wraps for a very long time. And so I think people tend to cling maybe a little bit more strongly to something that's been taken away from you, but it's interlocked. So when you're in Ukraine and you want to say hello, your greeting is actually Slava Isusu Christou, which means glory to Jesus Christ. That's how you say hello. Much like in Islam, the Arabic way of, I was on the phone with Dennis the other day, and he actually came across some people who were Muslim, and he greeted them, Assalamu alaikum. That's their heritage is tied up in their religion. It's the same way with the Ukrainian Catholics.
It's amazing that in today's time, we still have religious persecution. I mean, our friend Imran is a good example of that, who's in Afghanistan. Yeah. He's being hunted by the Taliban because he's Christian. I mean, in this day and age, it's just amazing. Let's move on a little bit. What influenced you towards music when you were young? Because I know that you were influenced into music when you were very young.
Yeah, there was always music in the house. My brother was older than I by about 6.5 years, and he was a musician, and we had instruments everywhere. And my mother believed in the power. My mother was studying intelligence and artificial intelligence at the time. She's a professor of psychology. And so she knew the importance of musical education. So when I was, I was always around, piano and violin. Violin, I think, was technically my first instrument. So at age 18 months, I was already doing Suzuki style violin. And then immediately after that, piano, and then, clarinet, and then drums, and then guitar, and all of that, because it does change your brain. And it is good for you to learn that.
Wow, that's something that I had not heard in previous talks with you, that I didn't realize you played so many different instruments.
Yeah, I'm not great at any one of them, but because I would kind of go around. But yeah, I tried the flute. I couldn't make any headway with the flute. I could not make one noise on the flute. I play the accordion. I can do a polka. I can do a nice
Ivan Basil.
Yeah.
Yeah,
just like Ivan Basil. Yeah. And Diane wanted to know, do I still play the violin? I have not picked up. I came across my toddler violin at my mom's house, but I haven't played that in a while. And then Gregory said, I want to know how you developed your ability to improv. Your mind works 10 times faster than normal folks. Bring Dennis. Dennis, get your butt back up here. Dennis and I talk about this all the time. Dennis, answer that. Dennis can answer that for me.
Yes,
because we talk about this constantly.
It is, and I want to say that I don't know if anyone out here, and maybe someone who's been around, has anyone actually met Renée Yaworsky in the flesh?
Nobody here has. No one.
No.
I'm asking that because we've been having anyone who knows anything about Alan Turing.
I know where he's going with this.
With Alan Turing is that he came up with what was called a Turing test, which is how we're going to find out if something is artificial intelligence, whether or not it's real. I'm not sure that Renée is actual. And because I have never come across someone that I know, that I'm for sure that both of us know, that has actually met her. And the problem is because yes, when people talk about how fast Renée's mind works, it works faster than anybody. She is the smartest person I have ever been around. She's the smartest, most talented, most diverse person I've ever been around. And the only thing I can figure is she real, or is this actually AI has woken up?
Girl.
Has she actually as and so
Thank you.
we decided is that she was actually was created in a Ukrainian lab, and
That's where the culture is.
the programming is called the Arena 6000. This is what she is, and it's not the top model, because the top model is perfect. The model that she
This
came
is
in
the part I
is
take
only-
umbrage to.
but as she would, but the thing about the Arena 6000, it's only right 93 times out of 100, and it's not. I mean, 97 times out of 100, and so that's
99.9.
No, it's 97, but no, you have to get the upgrade, and she hasn't gotten that module yet, and so but she got the English modules, and this is the module you're seeing on your screen tonight.
When I get very upset, I revert back to default settings.
She drops. She goes through the other module and then comes into the Arena 6000. So that's my theory. Now, if anybody has actually met her, but the thing is,
I hope to prove she's a real person by actually going up to Syracuse and meeting
No,
her.
no.
all right. Well, see here.
I won't be there. There will be nothing there.
Here's the thing. She in her. All right, good luck. You have to tell me, but then you're gonna have to prove to me that you're real. So I'm dealing with a lot here in my own reality as to what's real and what's not real.
I believe, right. Well, I take that as a compliment. It's actually a big compliment. So because he's also clearly an AI, you can tell that he and I are both AIs by the way that we interact. It's so obvious. By the way, half of the fans believe it and the other half don't.
Exactly. That's what
So
I'm saying. I know. I mean, hey, have you ever seen her? Has anyone ever met her?
I've seen team pictures.
But those
But
can
they're
be
all
constructed.
fake.
No,
AIs can
I'm
do
telling
that
you, they
too.
can all be constructed. And this is Rory, this is what an AI would say. An AI would do exactly what she's doing right now. So you can tell she's an AI just because she's doing what she's
we're
doing.
in an episode of Blade Runner.
Yeah, but this is the thing. Once he said it, I couldn't unsee it because I'm into like Bonanza and all this like old timey stuff. And you know how like Ukraine and Europe
Programming.
they get stuff like 30 years, 40 years, 50 years later. So in Ukraine today, they think that like the monkeys are a big deal. Like that's their idea. Put in that she likes the monkeys because she's, that'll be really convincing. And everyone else is like,
it's the
that
same
was
way in
over.
China with music and fashion. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Okay, back to the real Renee. Can you tell us what your
Implants,
music
Charlie
was
Thompson.
like?
Okay, sorry, Charlie's getting wild.
In the beginning, when you started doing music, your own music, the music that you like to do, what was it like?
Well, the first song, and I think I said this on a concert, so I am repeating myself, but the first song I ever wrote was when I was 2, and I wrote it on the piano, and I'm going to show you guys this song. It's this. And it was on the piano. It goes, the alligators are swimming now, swimming with their friends. Swim, 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 chop, chop, chop. Swim, 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 chop, chop, chop. The alligators are swimming now, swimming with their friends. Thank you, Gregory. I see you. Thank you. Gregory likes it. Come on.
At 2 years old, you had a thing for alligators?
I have no idea where the fuck that came from. I mean, I always said to my mom, there's no way I wrote that myself. She's like, oh, you did. And we were all laughing our butts off. Yeah, there's other verses too, but
so
I'm
you didn't remember it. You blocked it out and your parents reminded you.
I blocked that shit out. Tell me about it. I really did. I blocked that out. Hopefully you guys
so again,
will
the
too.
music that you love at the time, the music that you liked, like let's say you really came into your own music when you were in your teens.
No,
The music
earlier
that
than
you
that.
really enjoyed playing? Really? Okay.
Probably about age 8 is when I started doing the rock and roll, as the kids say. That was when the rock
Really?
and roll bug hit. Yeah, 8.
Wow.
Because now here's the thing. So the music that I like is like
Renee.
yes, yes.
Ground it in time. Put
Okay,
the
yeah,
time
he's-
manual. We
Where were
humans,
you
we
at age?
humans, no, we
The
humans
AI
like to
doesn't have
know
access to that
no, we humans like to have chronology. So we like to know where in time things happen because were you this to happen in 2000 would be different when it happened in 1996. So
This
tell us
reveals my
when.
fucking age. This is him doing it again. Every fucking time. People think I'm, people
At
think
least
I'm
he's not
younger.
asking you where every place you moved to in your life.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is that he just wants to unveil. He wants to ageify me. There you go. Anyways, dude, I appreciate your humor and quick wit so much. Also, every now and then you swear like a truck driver. I'm wondering if that's me. Could it, moi? Are you saying Gregory? I never fucking do that. I don't know why the fuck.
Yes, not at all.
Mm-mm.
She's
Low
such a
hanging.
lady.
I had this
Okay.
friend when I was 18. I had this friend who was from the Andy Warhol, like in the inner sanctum of Andy Warhol, Studio 54, all of that. And he said to me when I was 18, he said, "You swear like a sailor." He had never been around. So after that, I stopped. But I get
Like he sees him.
I get a little wild.
Okay, obviously you're not going to want to talk about your music, so I'm going to ask
No, I'll
you.
talk about the music. I'll talk about the music. No, I came into my own, and but I never really got to do my music because the band that hit it big was so early. When I was a prepubescent, I was really fucking young. I think I was like 12 or 11. My boyfriend, I had a boyfriend when I was 9, okay? And then we were together like the whole, till high school. He is this incredible, brilliant, like a front man, like a Mick Jagger. He's like a Mick Jagger. And he got into punk and rock and roll when we were like 11 or something. And he wanted to have this band and he needed a drummer, of course. And so I learned drums just to like drum for my boyfriend, and then it took off because he was like such a bright light and we got signed and it was big. We had all these celebrities coming to our shows. And I would go home because I'm a little nerd, but he fraternized with all of them, Beastie Boys and Bobcat Goldthwait, which I'm a huge fan of Bobcat. I don't know why I wouldn't have hung out with him. Kathleen Hanna, all the Nirvana crew, Kill Rock Stars, if y'all know about that, Calvin Johnson and them. All of them were coming to our shows all the time. Dracula Jones, who's not famous anymore, but hello, Dracula Jones. And it was all because of him. And I would just load up like a little nerd. Well, I got to get to my books, and I would load up.
Because you were a very young band. So
very, very young.
Kind of like when the Jackson 5 went out and it is like, 2 or 3 of them were like, yeah, like you said, prepubescent.
Yes.
So it was like a gimmick.
It was like a gimmick. It was definitely like a gimmick, but we were playing.
But he was also talented, your boyfriend. Very talented.
He is a wildly intelligent and charismatic and very good looking guy. And so he would go out and very extroverted,
Did he go on to be famous?
He did not go on to be famous because once we got signed to all those record deals, me and the drum and the bassist decided to leave, and he emotionally did not want to go on or find anyone else. We had been together all those years. And so then it was a weird time for him, and I disconnected because then I was in Georgia. I literally left. This is before social media. People didn't stay in touch the way that they did.
So
this in the 90s.
Part of the problem was you had to move with your family to Georgia.
No, I moved to. I wanted to go. This is terrible. I abandoned him. I just realized that live on air. Thank you.
I was trying to give you an
No,
out.
I did. I abandoned him. I abandoned him, and I shouldn't have, I guess. But I wanted to do my own music. His whole thing, it was always about him, and he was into punk rock, and I'm not, that's not my thing. I like this indie rock, like all of that. I got into the East, I got into like E6 and into whatever, REM and all of that type. So I ended up in Athens, Georgia, whereas he was like into New York City stuff and Seattle stuff. That was the grunge area. And I went off and I became independent, that's what happened. And then his life took a total change. So I'm back in contact with him, though. He and I are always good. We're always in contact and off contact and all of that. But he ended up being very insular now. Ended up being very insular.
I see.
Thank you, Gregory.
When did you start writing the music? When did you start writing songs?
Yeah, so that goes back to about age 8. There's a few songs that I play in my concerts now that I wrote when I was about 11 or 12.
Now I'm talking about
Uh,
not just that like crocodile songs, but
no,
but the
really,
stuff like
so
you're doing now. I mean, the real
yeah,
songwriting, like
yeah.
that other people go, wow, that's really good. Can I do that? Can I do a cover of that? Yeah.
Yeah, I was doing so a lot. So there's about 2 or 3 songs that are still in my set list that I did write around that time. So "Strong as the Elephant" is one of them. I think I'm blanking on the ones, but yeah, I started writing heavily and doing that, and I had a duo with my girlfriend at the time. She and I would kind of do our little folk stuff. I would go out and play in punk bands all the time behind the drums, and then she and I would go and do like a little guitar. That's when I learned how to start playing guitar. But I was embarrassed, because again, the band I was famous for was the one I was the drummer in, and it was punk rock, and I didn't really have a voice there because it was my boyfriend's band. Really, it was really his band. But then on the side, I would kind of like do this thing with my girlfriend. So that's how that happened.
Okay, now I know that I'm not going to get away with not asking this question, because when we talk to songwriters, everybody wants us to ask, what is your process for writing songs?
My process for writing songs. Oh, the fans are wondering. Yeah, for you guys who walked in, what's happening is that we're live on multiple platforms. So if you're not seeing people, it's because you're in a different area, and I apologize for that. But it makes it look like there's very few people in each platform. We're on Twitch, we're on YouTube, and we're also on Facebook Live on 4 different channels. So
go see it on YouTube.
Yeah, so if you want to see it on YouTube, go to Tardan Media right up there. And also, if you want to be on Facebook Live, you might be in Tardan Media Network, or you might be in Kimono My House. You can also be on SDF Network, and you can also be on my page or anyone else who's shared it. So that might be what's going on.
And Renee is about to tell us about her songwriting process.
Yes, my process, and then someone wanted to know about stop directing, please. Holy shit. I didn't see it. I'm the last person to see it. Everyone else saw it. I wondered what people were reacting to. I was getting all of these DMs coming in at the top. How long has that been like that? I thought people were just like, I thought it was like a hive mind of delusion. That's hilarious. Anyways.
Yes.
Anyways, see, this is why I need him here. So what's happening is my process is a lot of things. Well, first of all, Dennis should be back because Dennis and I are co-writing now. Dennis, ever since he entered the picture, Dennis and I co-write, and he knows nothing. He'll tell you this. He's like, I know nothing about music, and I never wanted to collaborate. I hate collaborating artistically.
That's good to know.
Strong-minded. Yeah, I know.
If anybody wants to write a song with Renee, forget it.
No, forget it, because it's like, it's very Diane said drinking game. Let's all take a shot every time she deflects. Diane, you are amazing. I love you.
For every time she drops the F-bomb.
Yeah, there you go. So okay, I will tell you. So for example, but now I can write with another person, but it's just one other person. He's the teacher's pet, he says, right? So Dennis, for example, he'll say something that I think is amazing. So a while ago, for example, I'll take you through a quick process. Dennis was talking, and he said to me, I have to, I want to go climb mountains or whatever. And he was talking about the network, and he can come on and dispute this. But basically that's the interpretation. He wants to climb mountains. So I'm sitting with my pen and paper after we talk, and I say, okay, you can climb mountains, but why don't we move them? And then that became a bridge for one of my new songs, right? So he's co-writing even without knowing it. We do sit and we do actually intentionally. But that's an example of.
Yes, he does.
What's that? But he inspires. He inspires, exactly. But in addition to that, then he'll also sit down and say, well, I don't really like that, or I'll play a song. He'll say, I don't really like that, or he'll add something in. But before him, Gregory asked about Cairo. Cairo is one of the more popular songs that I do. It's an old song from, I think, I forget, a very long time ago. That song, for example, there was a documentary about this tribe that lives in Mali, which is like the Saharan African place, and how they go on these long caravan trips through the desert to access salt mines, and then they get the salt and then they bring them back. And so I wrote that song about that documentary. I can be inspired by that. I can be inspired by something, or feelings. If you piss me off, I will write a song about you. If you piss me off, I will write a song about you. And so it's just good to know that. But yeah, so I'm inspired by life, but also I sit down and I also try to think up interesting ideas for songs too.
What
Thank you.
songs that you have written are you most proud of?
League, which is Dennis's song, that was written for his birthday. His birthday. I said I'm gonna write a song for and Lars Nagel. Big shout out to Lars Nagel. Okay, so I knew Dennis's birthday was coming up. This is like a year ago or something, and I said, "All right, I'll write him a song." And I started playing it on the piano. That's actually a piano song. I started playing the piano, just like 3 chords. And then I sang whatever came to mind, just like stream of consciousness. And then I recorded it on this thing. And then I came back and I listened and I transcribed it thinking I'll get better lyrics later because they were so simple. Whatever you could come up with in your mind, whatever you could rhyme, just really simple. But then Lars Nagel invited me to do a BLT show, my first BLT show. And I unveiled League, which is Dennis's song, at that BLT. And afterwards, Lars calls me up and he says, he said, I don't want to be weird, but BLT really, back then, he said, we really wanted you to do more original tunes. He said, and you did do a song that's a cover song. And I said, well, which song? I thought I did all original. And he sang it back to me. And I said, no, that's an original. He said, that's an original. He said, that's amazing. It's that good. He said, and I said, well, I got to change the lyrics though. They're so simple. And he said, no, that was the best part of it. Please don't change those lyrics. And I said, well, I think Lars Nagel would know something about songwriting.
Sometimes the simplest is the best. Yeah.
So I sing them the way that they were then and the way that Lars came across it. So he also gets a shout out because he was very nurturing with that. Thank you, Lars.
I know the answer to this. Most people that know you know the answer to this. But for the people who are going to watch this over the years who don't know you, are you a perfectionist? Are you self-critical?
Not as much. Dennis and I, when we started working together, we promised each other we were going to work on that. I was going to bring you up if you didn't come up because this is like a big thing. So that's him right here. We have this inside joke and it's not true. He likes to say that he's self-obsessed. He's absolutely not. That's fucking a lie. But he says that all the time. But you know how they used to say this about Trump, that they would tell advisors would tell people, if you want Trump to pay attention, just insert his name like every third sentence. Donald Trump, even if it didn't make sense. But then,
that's the way to do it.
He doesn't let me do that. He doesn't. See, this is me happy right now.
Let's
do the song. Well, bring me back and I'll do the song. Bring me back and let's do the song. Bring me back on. Damn it. I need to do the song with you. Wait, we're going to have an interlude. There's a musical interlude.
People will be playing that clip for decades to come.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have talked over it. Wait, we'll do another one without me talking. People remember Attentionaholics Anonymous. Thank you for remembering.
No, Attentionaholics Non-Anonymous. Because you can't be anonymous and an attentionaholic. Our meetings are public. Our 12-step meetings are public. We only have it's attentionaholics non-anonymous. We break every tradition that we possibly can. It's just the way it is if you're an attentionaholic.
Okay, he said fans are remembering we unveiled this on an R&D cafe and they're remembering the callbacks. So that's where that's coming from. Perfectionism. We don't allow perfectionism.
Don't go away, Dennis.
Anymore.
The next question is for you.
Yes, come on back. Done is better than good is what we're learning. Done is better than good.
Yeah, that was right.
This chapter in your life, what you're going through now, is basically because you two met, I think. So I'm going to ask Dennis.
For me, yes, that's what it is. This guy's a one-man army, but I'm not.
I think it's a good team. Dennis, can you explain how you two met and what happened to cause the whole Tardan media explosion?
Can I take
absolutely.
that question?
Because you two are the most influential people in Tardan media, of course.
Right.
Wait, let me first say deflection because I wanted to say this when we started, and I'm going to get it out. The very first.
Okay,
now
Dennis.
you were saying, Rory, go ahead.
How is it that you two came together and started this ball rolling, so to speak?
I got an email from Renée Yaworsky because she has seen an interview that I did with Peter Tork. And this was back in 1979. and she saw this interview. It was on YouTube, and I did this out in Santa Monica, and it ended up being one of Peter's iconic interviews. It was a wonderful interview. We talked about being a human being. It's still on YouTube now. I'd be happy to share it with anyone who is a fan of Peter.
She mentions it a lot. She also mentions the Michael Nesmith interview a lot.
Exactly.
So,
But anyway, but that's how it started. And then I found within it had to be within 30 seconds of being on the air with her. And understand, this is an audio only interview.
So who is? I mean,
I'm
we're
an
all milled to the
emotional-
same stuff, right?
No, I mean, there are technocrats and there are emotionocrats.
Emotionocrats?
Emotionocrats. Sure. This is Peter Tork. I'm Dennis Tardan. Peter Tork, how would you describe yourself? How do you introduce yourself? What would you say to people who are sitting there going, I know that face, I'm sure. Look at that smiling face, a smiling,
Relate to camera, Peter.
pleasant countenance. So how would you introduce yourself? Would you help?
Well,
me?
it depends on the context, of course.
All right, introduce you in the context of reasonably spontaneous conversation.
Where's my script?
No matter how hard I plan it, I have a difficult time being spontaneous.
wow.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody.
So
And
she
thank you, Renee,
contacted
for
you
playing.
about
But
that
anyway,
interview.
but that was how we met. And that was the opportunity to be able to do that. And I love having her on mute, because knowing that I have the mute button, I mean, anybody who's ever been around Renee, is that you're going to get about 20% of the time that you're going to be able to have on conversational time. And so this is such a delight. It feels so good. It's so freeing to actually feel like, oh my God, I'm going to be able to complete a sentence, to get all the way to the end, that we're going to actually have something that has structure and has frame. It's wonderful. And to be able to have a mute button, and this is one of the
And
things
to
about
be able
having,
to override it. Now here's the thing. Anything you can do, I can do better.
yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah, but
both
no,
of you, whose
no.
idea was it? Whose idea was
Wait.
it to
The
team
fans
up
need to know
and do
something.
shows together?
The fans need to know something though, Rory, Dennis, while we have you here. Can we unveil the baseball position? It's been over a week that everybody wants to know your baseball position. I asked this, can we please unveil it? I know you wanted to get a picture first, but I get asked every day now.
Prone.
Can we please? I'm so fucking serious. If you are not going to behave yourself, I'm going to reveal it. I'm going to reveal it. We asked.
I have no idea what she's talking about. Are we supposed to pick a team?
No, she's asking which position do I play on the field?
I'm
Did you
convinced
play
you're an
baseball,
umpire.
Rory?
I played baseball when I was a kid. I was a shortstop.
There you go. See, that's what people.
But I think you're an umpire. That personally.
Everybody, I want to tell you this, and everybody is saying, please, please, please unveil. But I do want to tell everyone the top. I'm not going to say, I won't unveil it yet. And they want you to say, Dennis, if you could say you're out.
You're out.
There you go. Good. He said shortstop.
Okay.
Shortstop.
All right. Thanks for wasting more time on your show, Renee. Is Jonathan still here? And the question was never answered. Whose idea was it to co-host shows?
It was Rory. The whole situation with me and Dennis is fucking organic, right? So he and I don't even make decisions. It's like two AIs. Someone's just programming this shit. And seriously, we don't make any.
It's very
just
simple.
happens.
Did Dennis say, "Hey, I think I would like you to be a co-host on a show"?
We both
with me?"
agreed.
Or
It was
say,
like
"Hey,
we just
Dennis,
knew it.
What if we did a
just
show
knew
together?
But we knew it. Like it was
all right. How
obvious.
did?
Let
me ask you. Let me
if you
ask
say
you something.
Simon and Schuster, I will kill you.
No,
I'm just letting you know.
but I don't know how
It's just seamless.
when two people come together like
We're
Paul
getting drunk
Simon
with all the
and
different-
Art Garfunkel, and there's a harmony that happens. There's a special harmony that happens that it just occurs. It's magic. I've seen Nichols and May do it. I've seen Abbott and Costello do it. I've seen you when you have magic with a performer, when there is an interplay and a joy and certainly and this is something everybody knows who's around Renee. You get that because there's terrific mental energy that she has. She's just so nimble mentally, so brilliant. And so when I was able to do that, and because I've gotten a chance to be in, I did improv in LA with a number of people. I've gotten a chance, and when I met Renee and we had this wonderful magic, and I went, all right, this is something I want to leverage. I want to work with it. I want to be able to do that and to get better at performing and to doing these kinds of duos and do the kind of duo comedy that there is. And so I knew it right away. And so I asked her, I said, there's going to be many things that we're going to do together. Let's collaborate. And so I said it right away. And she was gracious enough to say, maybe we'll give it a shot.
Oh my God. And
My bet is that she jumped at it, but I also guess that you were the one that made the decision to ask her to do that.
No question.
No question. Yeah.
No question.
Yeah, she jumped at it, and there's no doubt.
Yeah, and I have never, and I have not only have I not regretted it, but my life has been so deeply enriched because there's a part of me that so deeply wants to both perform and to do the business of show. I mean, Rory, wouldn't you love to have this show, It's Casual, pay your bills, your basic bills, so that that you could? Would that be a dream for you? Would that be something that you would like?
As Eddie Brill once said, who was a guest on the show, I wish there was a way we could monetize it.
Yeah,
yes,
exactly. And Jonathan, with your shows, Man to Man, and with the show One Hit Wonderful, and the new shows that you're trying to do, wouldn't you like to be able to have your bills paid, your basic bills paid?
Oh God, yes.
Okay, well, that's what I'm talking about. And so that's what was our idea. Our idea is, all right, let's figure out a way. Let's work at a way to see what we can do. And so then, of course, Diane Call, the amazing Diane Call, we're working with her in developing Powered by Women, because this is one of the things that we're very, very focused on is that the world is going to be saved by the Western woman. And this is the Western woman of all shades, of all parts on the gender
Give
spectrum.
Give the attribution.
Yes, Mandy Kao, and so that is the Dalai Lama, and the Dalai Lama said that the world is going to be saved by the Western woman, and this is what and so we believe that. So all of the things that we're doing are based upon empowering women. Even you. You, Rory, and you, John, and me, we are here to uplift and to nurture and to support women. Look at your daughter. Yeah. Look at how powerful she is. Look at the women that you have in your life, John. We know that the world is over masculine and under feminine in the seats of power. That if we were anywhere near the demographic equivalent of 50-50, that we would be making better decisions than we're making now. Just look at the pictures. Look at the legislatures. Look at the top companies that are out there, and tell me if the presidents and the EVPs were not more women out there, that we wouldn't be making better decisions.
There's no doubt that meeting this woman, Renee, has changed all of our lives.
All of our lives. And she is a representative. And that's one of the things, is that Renee is a representative of the powerful women that are out there that are changing the world. And it has certainly changed my world, and so much for the better.
And Rory, let me add to what you said.
Well, I was going to
If
ask
it-
you next what your story was, how you and Renee met, and how she's changed your life.
Okay, I'll touch on that. Y'all are gonna laugh when I say this, but I added Renee completely at random on Facebook. That is the God's honest truth. I added Renee as a complete random friend on Facebook. I think she accepted my friend request either.
What made you add her?
I don't know, because here's my thing. I add folks. I have a not a problem. It's not a problem at all. But I'll add folks at random on Facebook, and I saw that Renee was a musician. I saw that she was a fan of Georgia, so I'm thinking, okay, there's merit to this, and Renee is going to roll her eyes. That's why she went off the screen. She's going to roll her eyes to high heaven when I say this, but I was so nervous to talk to Renee for so long. And then
Now, when did you add her? Was this before the Tardan media or after?
It was before it. She accepted my friend request either on my birthday last year or it was on the 26th. It was the day after my birthday. It was November 26th of last year. And I had no idea the kind of impact she would make on me. Because when our paths crossed, I
know you've said before she's been a lifesaver for you.
She was.
She said that more than a couple of times.
Yes. I was done creatively. I was done creatively. I didn't have any spark. I didn't have any drive. I didn't have any desire to do anything relating to music or poetry or whatnot. And I think I sent Renee something of me playing or singing or something, and she said, "Why are you covering this up? Why are you covering this up? Get this out there. Let the folks know." And I did, and it has opened so many doors for me creatively. If I had
brought you a whole network of friends as well.
That's true. I would.
Very positive, very loving, very caring.
If it hadn't been for the soul tie that I forged with Rebecca Renee last year, about this time last year, I'd be so lost. I don't know if I'd be alive. Honest to God, don't know if I'd be alive right now.
And as we got about 2.5 minutes left, I'm going to tell you my story real quick. I looked back at the date. It was March the 12th. It's funny you mentioned the exact date you met Renee, because I looked back this afternoon to find the exact date. It was March 12th of this year that a friend of mine from high school, John Bird, who was a fan of Renee's, said, "You got to connect to this girl because she does characters like you. She's funny. She does comedy. You're going to love this girl." And I did. I connected to her, and then I found out about her and Dennis doing shows, and I was like, "Wow, I just got back from China, before the pandemic, and I was doing the characters, on stage, and I wanted to do characters on social media, and that's how it all started with me and Renee and Dennis." And again, it's impacted my life in such a positive way. Again, I've met so many people. I mean, we made the town hour drive up to Atlanta to meet some of the people that, are so loving and so caring in the community on Kimona My House and Socially Distant Fest. I don't know if you've seen Jake Allen's latest avatar of his costume, but that orange face character is just hysterical. It just makes me smile every time I look at it. So again, it's enriched my life completely in a great way, having come in contact with you all and knowing you all. And again, if you'd have said, 20 years ago, you're going to be doing It's Casual again, I would have said, "Well, what, are you kidding?" No, I would have been nah.
Renee, so, I have just one more question.
Okay, because we're a minute over, so
I know.
we always try to be good on Kimona My House and be respectful.
I just want to I just want to ask one more thing. Renee,
Okay.
did you ever dream in a million years that you would make this kind of an impact on so many?
When I met Dennis, yes, because
Wow.
remember, originally I'm a fan of Dennis. I'm reaching out because
Mhm.
I'm aware of his career.
Yeah.
And so that's why we're seeing that kind of thing. It's that electricity, and it's also that's my drive, because I don't like to do things. I like to collaborate and I like to be motivated and stuff like that, but I'm fussy about what motivates me, So you got to find that right thing. So for me, that's what that all ties back into. That's why it was important to me that when we created a network, we said, okay, we're going to do an actual network, not just a production company. We're going to be a network. It was important to me to have his name in it, because that's what I go to bat for every day, because we're building on that legacy. That's the vision and the legacy. So when I get up every day and people say, okay, you work so hard. Yeah, but I'm building on 40 plus 50 years of this man's legacy, which is what I want to support, which is why it's not going to be Yaworsky, wait, here we go.
I would say
Thank
at
you.
the same
All right.
time.
Cheers, everyone.
I would
That's
say
a
at the
perfect way
same
to end
time,
the show,
Renee.
because
That's a
that was
perfect
my
way.
last question, was what is the future like for you guys, for all of us, actually. So thank you for coming on the show, all of you. Have a
Yes.
good night. We'll see you next
Thank you.
week.